moonshiners shuddered as the 1,000-pound bombs released from their bay. Jansen had once sat in the bombardier's tiny, unarmored compartment in the glass nose during a training flight in Texas. "Best seat in the house," the mustachioed lieutenant had joked with him. Jansen wasn't so sure back then. But now, standing here, with their P-51 Mustang fighter escorts far behind them, Jansen wondered if the bombardier wasn't right after all. A sudden blinding explosion tore through Jansen's compartment. Searing pain clawed at his back, shredding his parachute. With the distant shouts of "Bail out!" screaming in his headphones, the gunner turned and reached for the emergency door, only to see the moonshiner's flaming fuselage streaking high and away as the tail section separated from the rest of the plane. The tail section helicoptered down like a falling maple seed. Even if Jansen wanted to jump, he couldn't. Too shocked to scream, he hardly registered the ice-cold wind scouring his face and whistling beneath his helmet. His narrowing eyesight fixed on the maelstrom of light erupting beneath the hellish clouds far below. Jansen's mind reeled in terror, his death certain. Unit 731 Complex, Japanese-occupied Manchuria, 4 days later. Dr. Yoshio Mitomo stood in the doorway of his clinic, shivering in the biting wind as the Japanese army truck screeched to a halt. Neither his thin lab coat nor well-trimmed beard offered any protection against the sub-zero temperature. A burly sergeant jumped out of the cab, his boots sinking into the snowdrift. He barked orders as he approached the canvas-topped rear. The truck gate slammed open and the large body of an American was tossed out. He lay in the snow, groaning as 2 soldiers leaped out of the back and began hitting him with the butts of their rifles, shouting for him to get up. The big American cried out in pain as he curled up in a fetal position to protect himself. "Stop this!" Dr. Mitomo shouted as he stumbled through the snow. "I order you! Stop this now!" The sergeant barked another order, and the 2 privates stopped their assault. The doctor stooped close to the American. The flyer was only dressed in a ragged flight suit stained with blood, some of it fresh. His left leg appeared to be broken. "Help me get him inside before he freezes." "Yes, sir," the sergeant barked. The 2 privates grabbed the American roughly and yanked him to his feet. "Careful! This man is injured." "So what? This man is a war criminal," the sergeant said. "He bombs innocent civilians." "Do as I say, Sergeant, or else." The sergeant's snow-flecked face reddened from the bitter cold and his barely contained rage. He studied the doctor's implacable gaze before finally giving a curt nod and uttering a guttural "Hey!" He barked more orders to his men. They gently lifted the flyer to his feet. Barely conscious, the tall American draped his arms around the necks of his diminutive guards and used them like crutches to steady himself. He turned to the doctor and whispered in a barely audible voice, "Thank you." Mindful of the still raging sergeant, Dr. Mitomo fought back a smile, but nodded an acknowledgement. His eyes caught the name tag printed on the flyer's chest. Technical Sergeant Jansen. Jansen sat tall in a chair in Dr. Mitomo's office. His Chinese-made cotton pants and shirt were several sizes too small for the big-boned Dutchman, but clean and warm. Over the past 2 weeks, his broken leg had been properly set and cast, his infected wounds stitched and dressed, and a steady diet of healthy food, water, and tea had proven as restorative as the antibiotics and vitamin supplements Dr. Mitomo had provided. A pair of crutches leaned against the wall. Jansen was certain he was being sent to a death camp after his capture and abuse by Japanese home guards. His initial prison stay on the outskirts of Tokyo had been a living nightmare, and his transport into the frozen north was itself nearly a death sentence. Guilt haunted him, convinced the rest of the moonshiner crew were all dead. His only consolation was to witness firsthand the utter devastation